So for science fair, I decided to do research on font and reading speed. The question that I'll be investigating is, does font affect our reading speed? My prediction is that the cursive font will take longer to read and that font will affect our reading speed, as we will take more time to read a certain type of font than the other font. The materials you need to do the experiment are very simple and can be found at home. So you'll need a printer to print out your sentences, a stopwatch or timer, and sentences in different font. I did 3 sentences in 3 different fonts. And some volunteers to read out the sentences. I had 7 volunteers. The method are as follows. First, you would want to type out sentences such as, during summer break, I went to the beach with my family. We had a lot of fun. In 3 different types of font, I used Canva, Impact, and Pacifico. Then print and cut out all your sentences. Let your volunteers read the sentences back to you. And record how long it took your volunteers to read each sentence with your stopwatch. Then write your results on a paper and put the results in a graph or table, or you could do both. And these are some pictures that I took. I had my sister hold up the sentences. Now I put the results in a bar graph. So let's look at it together and analyze it. Looking at the bar graph, you could see a huge gap between the 3 fonts. So Canva is a handwriting font, Impact is a bold font, and Pacifico is a cursive font. So the cursive font took the most time to read. It's in yellow. The bold font being the easiest to read, which is in red, and the handwriting font in between both of them, which is in blue. Now let's compare the results. This is in a table. Let's look at volunteer number 4. It took 14.23 seconds to read out the cursive font, but took only 3.54 seconds to read the bold font. So the cursive font took the longest to read. After knowing that the cursive font took the longest to read, I decided to do more research on why cursive is hard to read, and this is what I found. I found out that cursive writing has been around for a very long time. They're mostly found in history articles. This is why young people now have a hard time reading cursive writings. Nowadays, some teachers don't teach children how to read or write cursive. There are so many extra swirls, strokes, lines, making it hard to read and recognize. You can look at these pictures. We also don't use cursive letters on a regular basis. So in conclusion, we found out that font does affect our reading speed, and we take more time to read a certain type of font than the other font. In this experiment, we found out that the cursive font took the longest to read, and the bold font being the easiest to read. Thank you so much for your interest and attention.
Thanks, Pink. That was really interesting for me. Can I ask you, how big was your sample? How many people did you
I had 7 volunteers.
7 volunteers. Were they the same age or were they different ages?
Oh, different age.
Okay. So just for future reference, people of different ages have a different reading proficiency. Like a student in year 1 might take a longer time to read than an adult. So just something, I know it was home learning and we didn't have our friends around us or other students to try our experiments on. So I appreciate that you still had a big sample, and just something to think about or to mention in your interpretation next year. Okay, but I see that you took all my notes and you applied it to your presentation, so I'm really very impressed with what you did this year. This was your first science fair project, and you did excellent work. Thank you so much. Does anyone